Okay, we're live.
Oh,
We're looking for yeah. So we're live. We're on YouTube. That's not an issue for right now. So just quickly try and find you. Where are you, Thermeister? Not Thermeister. Luxy. I don't see you online, Luxy, so I can't invite you. You chill for me to start regardless. What do you, Luxy?
I
Come
will,
on.
I will, I will hold you to that, Thermiter. I will hold you to that.
We're we're waiting for.
He's not in the race stage, is he? He can't hear me. Nah.
We're waiting on someone. We're waiting on Luxy. Okay, he's here. Right, everyone ready up. We're here. We're ready. Everyone ready up. Both Alpines here today, which makes a good change. One team dwindling in numbers is Mercedes because one of their drivers had to go. Everyone ready up, please. Come on. Spirit, Lewis, and Thermeister, if they could all ready up. Live stream link is in announcements and in general. So, round 4 of this championship.
So it begins. Any bets? Any bets on
I said this earlier.
on qualifying?
I said this earlier that we're going to get a jump on up top 10. Generally, we're going to have some people out of position. Said it for the race mainly, but that still applies here.
I think. I mean, obviously, we're going into this. Thermiter has a qualifying ban.
No,
So,
but I've heard that Thermos has practiced a lot more for this track than he has others, so I think he may have something up his sleeve.
well, to be fair though, he practiced. He was quite practiced on Singapore. It's just that from my personal experience with him, he's quite good. It's just a problem of sometimes he'll get frustrated, it'll throw off his game, and then he'll just reach a point where he's like, "No, I'm not doing this," and then he'll do what he did, which is not exactly great if you want to be championship contender.
We know he's had a wobbly start to the season. That's natural for any champion. So
Yeah,
he's got good things to come in the future. That's all I can say.
yeah, I would hope so.
As we know, this track has a lot of elevation. Yeah, a lot of elevation on this track. Quite an insane amount actually. But yeah,
We only we only have like what 11
yeah, not as
11
big in
cars on the
numbers as
grid.
we've seen before, but it should be a jam-packed race because we have some very skilled drivers in it. No one can be out on the
Just
track.
waiting now for people to put setups on,
Disconnected.
and then start setting their. Oh,
we shall re-invite him quickly. Where's he gone?
we appear to have already lost. We appear to have already. We appear to have already lost someone. Ah, it's because of right. No, Thermado would have left session because of the fact that he's got a quali ban. Yes.
Oh no, he does. It's Thermos. You can stay in quali, just don't drive.
So we're seeing people start to make their way out onto the track.
You know, Thermeister, stay in the game. I don't want you to, miss the race for something else. So rejoin the lobby. And then we see Killspree on the inters. He said he would qualify.
My co-host appears to be breaking up.
Do I? I don't know. Am I good? Am I good? I don't know.
Yeah, my co-host appears to be having some issues with.
Mine minor technical issues. Love that.
Commentary as I can for now.
Is it?
So as
better? We good? We good? No.
it's better than it was.
Okay, that's all that really matters here. F123 open. Come on.
All right. Okay.
Thermeister, just yeah.
Oh.
Apparently sessions
ended.
For me at least. I think I've just had a Wi-Fi issue there.
Hello.
Yeah, I've had a Wi-Fi issue.
A little bit.
Yeah, my
Gaglez.
Right, oh.
Wait, there was a specific way I was supposed to pronounce that, wasn't it?
Am I good? Am I lagging?
You seem fine. It comes and goes.
No, my Wi-Fi had a stroke just then, which was something.
Yes. Kill spree. Oop, there is a caution in sector 2. Why is there caution in sector 2?
Someone has probably gone round. As I wait for my 23 to load properly. Just gonna force restart it here. That should speed the process up. Where's my? Just gonna go to Task Manager. Force shut down that to start with.
Caution with a yellow flag in sector 1. Where?
Great, 100% CPU usage.
As we're getting the first times in now, with Lewis in third, Gaglez in he was second, now in third as Blazing takes pole position with a 116.9. Behind him is James Quinn, Wazowski with a 117.6. Gaglez behind him with a 118.4. Lewis behind. Six, only three, only not even 3/10 off of, like 300 off of.
I'm gonna need a re-invitation.
Okay. If someone can drop the Fox off,
that'd be very nice. Would really, really be nice.
I genuinely I would, but I have no idea what I don't have you.
I know. Come on, game. I need a re-invitation from someone. I'm still waiting for it to load fully, so bear with me. New Wi-Fi chip issue. Oh, Kev's online. Kev needs an invite as well. Yeah, if I could get an invite, please.
Alright.
One sec.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to.
I have an invite, don't worry.
Okay, alright. And when once you're in, you'll be able to.
Tame. I should be able to, yeah.
Okay, cool.
W's for tame there. Chad.
Anyway, so as of current, the standings are Blazing on pole position right now with a 116.995. James Quinn Wazowski behind him with a 117.612. Came Super Jazz behind him with a 117.637. So only about like only a little bit, only just a little behind James Quinn Wazowski. If Tame can pull, an extra tenth out, that would be
Which
all he would need.
he probably can.
And he has, because he's now up into... No, he hasn't. Wait, I got confused.
I'm watching a board with him here. For a second I was. So we're watching Taylor. I'm going to turn back on everything that we need to. So you can see where everyone is. Let's see who's on what tyre. We're going to see who has the fastest laps. So, as it stands right now, everything is going smoothly. From what I can guess.
For some reason, Lewis is on Inters.
Yeah, a couple of the drivers made a silly bet with each other as there's a yellow flag in the first sector. It is James, the Alpine driver, the replacement for, what's his name? Luxie, who's replaced Lewis, who's replaced Bartek.
What's going on? He's just dragging a yellow flag with him.
I think it's the game seeing he was slow, and then kept him going slow. So that's just the game being.
And there's a spin out directly in front of him.
It's his teammate Dottie goes round. As we know, the new team owner.
That is a full.
A lovely
that was a full spin for Dottie. That you could quite easily masterclass that as a how to do ballet in an F1 car.
Quite honestly, you could. But as it stands, Polaris yet to set a competitive lap. This could be crucial.
Indeed.
As we know, the championship leader not done a good lap yet. He's, pardon me, 4 seconds off the current pole position time. As we know,
I'm surprised Tame's.
Yeah, as we know, Thermeister.
I'm surprised neither James Quinn Wazowski or Tame Superjazz have set any new lap times. As far as I'm aware, those are.
See a very, very big corner cut there from Dottie. Not sure what he was trying to achieve with that, but hey ho, all for their own.
I don't know if he gained any time there. Usually,
he didn't. He's pulled into the pit lane. I think the lap he abandoned it when he spun. Anyway,
fair.
After a race hiatus, a 2-race hiatus, he's back in the league. As we know, he took a podium in the first round of the season. I think we have a pseudo yellow flag glitch out. Yes, we do.
Yeah, following, it seems to be just...
No. It was caused by Dottie cutting half the track. Please don't do that again, guys. You've caused a phantom yellow. Speaking of yellows, there's a yellow out for the Haas in the middle sector. Keeping out of the way of people. Yeah,
I think it's seemingly just because he's out on it. He's on his out lap and taking it slower.
Just getting the tyres all warm and toasty. We see Lewis here on his first proper push lap. Unfortunately, I do think the flags are bugged for the session, which we can ignore. I don't think any penalties will be given out for, excessive yellow flag ignoring. Don't even think that's a penalty in the game. Anyway, Lewis, through the first sector, has kept it very clean. We'll see. Is it an improvement? Yes, it is. He's up 6/10 in the first sector. Where do you think this?
Nice.
Yeah, where do you think this is going to put him on the leaderboard?
Where it'll put Lewis. I mean, if he's up 6/10 already in the first sector and he's already got a time of about, I mean, he needs to pull about roughly 2 and a bit seconds to just get ahead of Killspray. But
tires. As we know, here's a quali ban from previous antics. He's up 2.5. He's almost up 3 seconds in the second sector. He's done as you said.
Almost up 3 seconds.
Yeah, almost 3 seconds.
If he can pull an extra second or two out, he'll firmly wedge himself up into the midfield.
But as we can see, he's got an Alpine right behind him, down the main straight, up the hill. He's coming across the line. Where does he go? He moves ahead of his teammate only with a 1:19.
If he had just gotten an extra
2 seconds.
tenth of a second.
Nah, if he got an extra 2 seconds, I'm pretty sure he would have been very happy. Even an extra half second.
If he had gotten an extra, if if he'd have gotten an extra two
He's
seconds, he would have been
pushing again,
catapulted
though.
all the way
He's
up
pushed
into.
again, and he's up again in the first sector. He triggered a yellow
If he had
flag
gotten a
and he
whole
went
extra.
slightly too slow there, but he's still pushing it. As there's a yellow flag, we see an Alpine off the track. Dottie's had a big off. He's rejoined the track safely, but he's had a big off. As Killspree takes the fastest lap while we've been watching his teammate here. Speaking of, Lewis through the middle sector.
It was the wrong Williams we were watching.
But no, Lewis is up a second.
We were watching the wrong.
Before. Could Lewis get into the top 6? It is possible here with this lap.
I think it's very possible, but I will say it's also very interesting that we were watching the wrong Williams.
Anyway,
because Killspree jumped right from the back
to the line. P4 for Lewis. What a qualifying for him.
Lewis setting an amazing time.
He's backed out of it, wisely so. That is a huge.
I think it would be
for him.
Yeah, I think it would be good for him to just ease off on the tires for a little bit now. Maybe pull into the pits for a minute, let the track clear, and then maybe attempt another lap if he would like.
Yellow flag for Killspree.
It all depends, I suppose, on the times that
people through.
Yes. It all depends on the times that other people set. If he's going to need to go out and set more.
Yeah, Purley is doing the right thing there, letting other people through. James in the other Alpine, he's out on his push lap. Strangely, Gaggles is nowhere near the pace we expected him to be, which is a huge shocker here today. As we have confirmation that Kian can enter the race.
The more drivers, the better, right?
TTV race 65.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the cars appears to have spun in sector 1.
Nah, they're going again. It was the other Alpine of Dottie.
Dottie seems to be having a lot of traction controls. Traction control issues.
Yeah.
That's the third time Dottie's spun now.
I don't know. He's not enjoying this track, is he, at all? Yeah, hopefully
I will say
sector issues go away.
Yeah. I would hope by the time we move into the full race they leave.
They should. I think there's about a second delay as well in the VC, so give it about a second before you start speaking. Let me make sure I fully finish. I don't want to end up cutting you off. Yeah, we watch James here.
We'll figure out the rhythm.
Yeah. We see James here in his first race officially. He signed last weekend, but didn't have everything properly set up, so he couldn't make it. But we have him here, currently third overall. I missed his first sector split there, but can we presume that he can go onto the front row here? It could be a huge ask for him in his first race, especially up against people like Polaris and Blazing, and of course Lewis, who's been here since the first race. But as
I'd argue though that I would argue though that considering the fact that we are like we are well over like 5-6 minutes into this qualifying session. The fact that he's managed to hold on to third place.
Yeah, we've got just over 2 minutes to go. As we say it, he's held that P3, but can he improve to the front row of the grid through the final downhill sweeping corner for a very tense uphill kick? Can he take any time out of it? Yes, he can, but he doesn't gain the position.
If he had just gotten an extra 2/10,
that would have been a pole.
He would have.
That was an extra 2/10. That would have been pole. So.
Yeah.
What ifs is the real question.
Yes. I think it's very possible he might be able to pull that off on this lap.
Yeah. We'll see. He's down in the first sector though. That's not what he would have hoped. Anyway. The Haas driver did a personal best. He did a slight improvement. We're going to see Red here through the first sector as well. He's on his push lap. In fact, Lewis is now going around to finish his push lap, I believe. No, it's Luxy coming to start his hot lap. A lot of people are starting their hot laps, you'll come to find at this point in the session.
Interesting. I'm assuming Dottie's going to wait until the very last moment to switch out and some new tires and try and get.
Well, the issue is we have about a minute left
of
of the session, so I don't think he'll be able to.
No, that's true.
We do see the other Alpine coming in, so we know all the Alpines are done for the session. As there's a spin, I feel, from an Alfa Romeo. Tame Superjazz, I think, just getting out the way of everyone before he starts his hot lap. As we finally see Kian join. Kian grabbed the car very quickly.
There's Kian.
Kian, come on, grab the car. You've got 30 seconds. You don't need to go out on track. You just need to get a car. We see Red crossing the line to start his hot lap. He improved, but backs out of it, so he'll be the first person to take the flag. Technically take the flag. Spirit, 12 seconds down on that lap. He's going to be pushing here. Luxy gets ahead of Lewis. It's going to be a close fight for that row on the grid. Tame Superjazz chilling in P4 here, just knocking Lewis down. As we can see, Killspree improves his time.
He further secures that pole position.
So we can see the top 4 basically confirmed here. We could have someone like Spirits at a very stonking lap. And I mean a stonking lap.
I'm surprised we didn't see more out of Gagles.
I think he's struggling as there's an off from Spirit doing his lap. So Spirit isn't going to be improving from that P7 spot. Let's see, is Gaggles improving on his time? We'll see through the second sector split. Is Gaggles going to be able to improve this P8 position? We know he can fight his way through the race. He's very wide off the track
he
there.
Runs wide.
He's 3 tenths up on this lap. I think that may be good enough to just leapfrog ahead of Spirit. 2 corners to go now for him. Car number 7, can he get the valid lap time to go P7 ahead of Spirit towards the line?
All he gets it!
He gets it done! He finishes ahead!
He gets it!
So we see Red doing some donuts here.
Just an additional half-tenth, and he would have been
yeah.
It's just a shame, because had he not run wide around that corner...
Yeah, Red, stop messing around.
Had he not... Stop, yeah. Had he not run wide around that corner, he would have easily, I think, been ahead of Lewis as well.
Yeah.
Maybe even Luxy.
We tell him to stop, he can't help it. He spins himself. It's worth mentioning that Lewis has split the 2 McLaren cars.
Oh.
James now celebrating over the radio as P3 on the grid. He's very happy with this. So as we know, his first race, P3, that's a very good position to start from. The question is, can he defend from the likes of Luxy, Gaggles, Tame Superjazz behind him? Hell, even Spirit if he can get in the right momentum. Because we all know those drivers, they can have the real race pace to get out there and really hammer some laps around.
Apparently Firmiter keeps lagging out of the session.
That's a small issue. I have re-invited him. I also need to re-invite Dottie.
That appears to, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait. Someone try re-invite Dottie, please. Who has disconnected from the session. So yeah, as we can see, the real winners in that session were James in the Alpine. And that's about it.
Killspree in the Williams.
Yeah, well, we know he was fast.
Well, to be fair, I didn't quite expect him to ping straight from the back all of the way to the front in a single lap.
Well, it's Killspree. If he gets messed up at the start, then, well, as we can see, quite a few...
Especially for someone who started on Inters.
No, as we can see, Tame Superjazz, Luxy, Spirit, Red, Dottie, and Thermeister all have at least one set of soft tyres left. Same with Lewis and Polaris. The only two people, or the only three people that don't have a set of softs is Gaggles, James, and the Haas driver of Kevin, which is absolutely crazy to think about. If you guys can continue, please. Yeah, I'll invite you when I can. Dottie, I can't invite you because I'm stuck in a menu. So I can't invite you. So if everyone could keep going.
Just a reminder from the lobby host. Just a reminder from the lobby host. Do not ready up, so as we still need to invite some people. Thank you.
Yeah. Just everyone, you can go now if you can. Past this menu, we don't need it anymore, please.
We can go past this menu and then get back to the lobby.
Yeah,
just
guys,
don't ready up.
Come on, guys. Press A on your keyboards if you can. Looking at you, Gaggles, specifically.
I've already pressed it. I'm waiting on Kian and Polis.
Well then, there you go. Those two need to do it.
Kian, press the button.
We're literally just waiting on two people to ready up. And that's it.
I can't even tell who we're waiting on, so...
Neither can I. That's the joys of being stuck in a menu.
It's called Kian. Oh, we're good now.
Kian has left the session.
So Kian will also need a re-invite.
Yeah. Yeah, Kian will re-invite you as well as Dottie. Huh? What do you mean, Thermeister? Right, don't... right. Invite and requests. Right. Dottie, invited. And then we have TTV Race, also invited. Both of you have been invited. Hurry up and join. Please, we need to hurry this stuff up.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Cannot plague us this much all of the time.
The first couple of races we can expect, but this is getting... Yeah, Thermite had a quali ban, but he was in a Ferrari and he rejoined and didn't take control over his car, I don't think. Anyway, everyone get in your cars or take control of your cars, if you can. If not, take control of them just after the start of the race, because I know you can do that. If everyone is ready and someone is readied up, then we can get underway. But we're just going to wait until everyone does this in their own time and they're in accord. We don't want to rush people, as we know it's quite important for... Oh my god. It's funny when someone pings someone else. Dottie, you need to...
We will be continuing on this.
Yeah. Dottie. What? Okay. Dottie, wait. Kian, we know you're in a Mercedes, it's fine. Right, anyway. The grid's fine. Dottie, take control of your car when you can. So the grid is go. We are green flag racing. Overtaking the midfield there from Lewis. Good start for him. He's trying to get ahead of the Gaggles cars. We see Polaris in the lead, and there's a spin. Who is it? It's Tame Super Jazz.
Tame Super Jazz all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, take control of your car quickly, if you can. We're just
However, he manages to he's managed to recover, and
Kian suffering more electrical issues, technical issues. As we see an overtake for P3 here. brilliant racing so far.
Kill spree though, like right off of the bat, is just off ahead.
Who needs
Gaggles and Spirit, however, are up 2 places. Luxie's up 1.
Quite a few people up a couple of places.
Tame's down the most due to that early
spin.
But
he is still up 2 places.
He's recovered. He's recovered 3 places.
It should allow you to take control on a straightaway, Dotty. I don't know why it's. Anyway, Kill Spree has taken an early lead and the temporarily fastest lap. As we know, DRS opening next lap. I don't know what the issue is, Dotty. I can't help you, mate. You may have to just leave and rejoin. So, but yeah, as we see, the Haas driver still in P2s. There's a yellow flag out. It's for Lewis suffering a spin through the first sector as Dotty retires. Dotty, we can't. You've retired. So, you're done, bud.
That's it.
It retired you. I don't know what the hell that was. Oh, there's a spin. It's Luxie. Luxie's round.
Luxie's round
Luxie
and down.
suffered a spin in that period where we were watching the issues as we see Thermeister wide, trying to go around the outside. He's in the gravel deeply.
That is going to severely impact his race.
He's going to be praying for a safety car at this point in the race. As it stands, though, the Alpine of James has not lost the back of the Haas ahead of him. This will be crucial for the first DRS zone on the track. As we know, it's just splitting the first sector. What's happened?
I will say, though, he's not as far behind Kian as I would have expected.
He gets the fastest lap. DRS enabled. We see he's on the medium tyres. A lot of people thinking the soft are good to start, the others thinking the mediums. As we know, the soft runners are probably going to go to the mediums. Take control quick.
Kill spree demonstrating just a solid lead, really.
Can you hear me?
He's just... Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, good. Sorry, someone came in my room, that's all. Anyway, the Alpine is currently chasing down the Haas to take this P2 place. As we know, the Alpine driver is in his debut race. This is the first time we've seen him. It's the first time we've seen James actively racing against some of our drivers in a proper, genuine, high adrenaline sort of event. As there's a spin from Spirit in the middle sector. He's picked
Spirit not losing actually that many.
He's only lost 2 places.
Losing that
He's
many
lost
places.
it to the Alfa Romeo drivers. That's all. So
11th.
Yeah. Anyway, DRS for the Alpine driver. We're gonna ride on board with him down into turn 1. He doesn't get the move done, but he is sticking right to the rear diffuser of that Haas car. Can he possibly get the move over and done with? As I think we've suffered the yellow flag glitch in the middle sector again, which is a bit of an annoyance. But hey-ho, it's the way the cookie crumbles. No overtakes just yet from this top group, but they have got miles away from the nearest drivers. We see a 5-second gap between James and Gaggles. So, vital for the top 3 to keep this momentum. But as we know, I believe at least when the top 2 come into the pit lane, we'll see the Alpine driver take the lead of the race, which would be a sight to see.
I'll also point out more towards the back, Kian and Thermite are relatively close-ish, but there is a good time gap.
Spirit again around he's now last. He's very confused with where to go as we ride on board with him. He's definitely
that is absolutely going to set him back.
Definitely, as we see Thermeister getting ahead and then losing time on the Red Bull of Kian. So... And
then getting ahead again. No, wait, what?
Thermos has told me we should restart. He's the only person to. We're not going to unless there's a mass vote, which I don't think there will be. Anyway, going back to the fight at the top of the field, the Alpine still unable to get ahead of the Haas. This being a very key thing at this point in the race.
I am noticing a lot of jittering with the cars on field. They are jittering a little bit all over.
If we did, then Dottie would be back in, and we are 5 laps in, and there are some people in the VC. But again, it would
I think there are valid points towards restarting, but that depends on whether or not the other people wish to restart.
I know one or two. I know a couple of people in the field will be fine with it, and I know some won't be. But you know, we've only lost 5 laps so far. As the Haas goes wide, it won't lead to anything. We probably will be doing a reset here because we've not lost too much time. So those who are here retire. Yeah, restart, guys. Restart. Come on. We're restarting the lobby, guys. Don't waste your time battling. Retire. Retire. Speaking to everyone in the stage right now, please retire. Thank you. Everyone should get the idea. There we go. Thank you. That was lobby.
This is why I think while Thermodor was the only one to point it out, I think it was a valid point to say that there should have been a restart considering the technical difficulties and ongoing issues of many people lagging, whatever was going on with Dottie.
Yeah.
By the way, we will be restarting at 50% race distance.
Yeah, it's only 5 laps, so it will be 50% race distance.
And possibly we will be restarting with the order that we reset in, or grid order that is to be decided upon vote by the FIA.
Yeah, sure. Tame quickly.
All right.
Yeah, just ignore all of this on the screen. We're just everyone advance through this menu if you can, please. We're just going to ignore all of this stuff because for some reason half the field suddenly got lapped at the very end there, which doesn't make any sense.
All right.
It would be grid order we reset in, guys, so don't worry about that.
All right.
Just need to pull up the grid order now. That's something of a lovely little fumble. So I do have the grid order, so I will call it out. So P1, again, of course, kill spree. Who wouldn't it be? Of course, this time everyone can now get in their correct cars, because I know 1 or 2 people weren't in their right cars. If you need an invite, please say now before we, get the set grid in order.
Dottie.
Yep.
Right, I'm doing it now. Please, can you read out the grid order?
It's in general.
Yeah.
Where is he? Dottie, you're not online for me, bro.
He's in
Dottie's. Have him. I've invited him.
Okay.
We're waiting on another person to restart their computer. Yeah, P1 is Killspree. P2 is the Haas of Kevin. P3 following him is James in the Alpine. As we know, P4 is Tame Super Jazz, who needs an invite. P5 is Lewis. Luxy. In P6 is Lewis, his career best qualifying. Tied best qualifying, career best, I should say. P7 is Gaggles, a shot qualifying from him. P8 is Spirit, something we didn't expect from that race at all. P9 is Red Racer, aka Steiner, who has suffered a small lack of skill over the more recent races. Then he's followed by Thermeister. Sorry, he's followed by Dotty behind him on the grid, and then it is Thermeister 2006, and then to round off the grid, it is Kian. I know, Red. I was just teasing you. I was making fun. Which 2 drivers do we need to invite? It is.
We need Tame and Kian back, and due to the fact that Termiter got a qualifying ban, he will be starting behind Kian.
That is true. So. Wait, who is it that needs an invite? It's Tame, who's just had an invite. And who's the other driver who needs an invite?
Tame and Kian. Tame and Kian.
Bro, Kian needs to get back online, bro. Jesus. Yeah, this time no one should be on an AI start, which is completely fine. If Kian isn't here in 2 minutes, we're just going to invalidate his position.
As a general thing after last race, please, people, do not use your AI mode.
Yeah. Some people are forced to start on AI for obvious reasons.
Yeah, like there's a difference. The thing is, there's a difference between having to being forced to start on AI or having to switch onto AI because you need to go to the loo or whatever. But then there's no reason to be on it all of the time.
The whole race.
Yeah. Which is specifically what I think is probably why Bartek's not here.
Okay, Kian cannot race. We can officially ready up. So Kian has said he cannot race. Grid is set. Everyone ready up. Please, ready up. Remember, do not press go immediately. Yeah. First of many technical issues, we're waiting on Thermeister. Thermeister always does this because he's a twat. Yeah, everyone's wishing their final good lucks to each other before
they all get mad at each other.
Before a proper restart of this race.
And before they all get upset with each other for the way they drive.
In my opinion, that first time it didn't feel too good. It didn't feel like a proper race start. It did not. Something just felt off. This time feels better.
It's plagued about all of the different technical issues we were having.
That's why it felt so off. Just didn't feel high octane enough.
Now everyone is here.
Yeah,
play the Smash logo. Except we can't play the Smash logo because that's copyrighted and Nintendo would kill us.
And then I'd get 17 copyright strikes on one video.
Exactly.
We love you, YouTube. Please don't ban us.
Please do not.
For those of you in the chat, the Discord link is in the YouTube chat. Gaggles, you've not put it on qualifying, have you? Because we've just got a lovely view of the pit lane. I hope he hasn't. I don't think it is though, because I just think it's the default.
Yeah, no, I believe this is the default.
Yeah.
This is the default. It'll switch to the main track. I hope. If we do end up in
qualifying, oh well, everyone will just retire in the order they started.
Yes.
Damn, this channel has no history to it, and they've asked for a link to the server. Like, nothing at all, that's mad. Okay, people say they're starting on Hypersofts, which is mad. I thought they were banned a couple seasons ago and don't fit the tyres or the wheels right now, but you know. Okay, another driver saying they're starting on Hintis. This is absolutely brilliant to see. Another on Ultra Hards. Full wets have also been mentioned. Starting on the wheel rims. Extreme hards. Jeez. Front left is Inter. The rest is Inter as well. I think they meant something else by that. Anyway, the lights are on for the first time in quotations, and it's green flag racing yet again. Slight glitchy off the start there. Yeah, as there's a yellow off the start already. Not sure what that's an aid of. It probably was just everyone trying to get up to grips. Lewis falling down the field. The Alpine driver. Oh, 2 cars nose to tail. It's Thurmeister and Lewis. They've had it coming together. I didn't quite catch that. I'm sure Thurmeister has a lovely replay for us later that we can play during his interviews.
I saw Lewis spin. I did not see Thurmeister.
And Alpine Dotti was involved in that as well.
Where did he go?
Thurmeister is bugging around the track right there. I don't know what the hell that was.
He's in ninth?
Yeah.
Wait, was he ever back? What happened there?
I don't know. I'm not going to question it. It's probably just Portugal being Portugal. He's got the Portugal powers. Anyway, we've restarted once. I can't go through that again.
No.
We're just going to call it the Portugal powers. Don't swear, please. I know you were close there. But moving along. The Haas still MP2 for a split second.
I was close, but I'm not gonna.
I'm
not on live.
Spectate menu. Let's see who is on what tyre. Thurmeister is on the hards. There's another yellow flag. I think it was for Dotti suffering a spin. He's back going again. The whole field up till red is on the soft tyre. This could be pivotal for the pit strategies. We see an overtake. Down the inside goes James on the Haas driver. The Haas driver gets forced reasonably off the track, but he gets the switchback, gets the inside line. No DRS as of this point in the race. And the Alpine is still badgering the Haas driver for the position. Side by side, equal pegging down the straightaway. The Alpine lunges to the inside and gets the overtake done on lap 2. But it's far from finished.
We're already seeing some very exciting races about racing only 2 laps in.
This is what the first restart didn't have. This is what the first start didn't have. This is why it felt so dead. I'm sorry. Anyway, the Haas is still trying to fight back with the Alpine as we see him go wide. The Alpine's wide. The Haas is side by side with him through the sweeper. Into the hairpin. The Alpine has the inside line. He went wider than he needed to. The Haas is going to retake the position. No, he's not, because the Alpine is still there. They touch again. So much minor contact. It's like GT car racing out here. Down onto the main straight. As we see Tame Superjazz trying to get ahead of Gaggles, but doesn't get the move done. The Haas has the inside line. Side by side, they bang wheels on the straight. That's something you don't want to do. The Haas is ahead. Spirit comes into the pit lane after 1 lap of racing, and they crash!
Oh!
And the Alpine's round!
Brilliant
Avoidance from the whole field then. I thought we were going to have a repeat of Japan, but the whole field gets safely round the spinning Alpine. I suffer a mini heart attack right there. Oh my goodness me. I was
rather worried the McLarens were going to impact that.
How they got around that, I will never know. Drama already though in the first 3 laps of this race.
That was an amazing battle for second and third, and it's...
Dotti is a bit of a spin in the first sector. He's back going again.
That is just racing, you know?
They were destined to come together. The amount of wheel banging they had, it was destined to happen at some point. Because the whole straightaway, they were banging side by side into each other, as if they were in a Lamborghini Huracan GT or something.
they were playing Burnout.
They were. No, they were playing Pong. They were playing Pong on the straight.
Fun. I've actually been ping-ponged down a straight like this, where I got stuck between 2 cars.
There's a move in the background.
Sometimes when you have 2 cars on either side,
gets ahead of Gaggles. As Kill Spree spins, Polaris spins off the lead.
Oh,
what has happened there?
Putting Blazing in the lead,
but
with Luxie close behind.
Yeah, the Haas driver in his second race takes the lead of the race. This does give a good
now whether or not he can
for James to catch up to him.
No, it depends on whether or not he can just keep it.
This race could play into the hands of Red, though, as we've seen the front runners. They've been making very small and silly mistakes so far this race. Could we see some of the other people on the softs making more mistakes and scrubbing their tyres? That could be a real game changer coming into the later parts of the race. We see Luxor just getting stuck on a curb there for a second.
I think it's interesting that a grand majority of people are on the softs and the mediums. But then you have Thermiter and I believe Spirit on the hards.
Yeah, Spirit, one of the more recent people to pit from the hards, as we see Dottie having a moment right on board with him. Spirit is going to be right with him now. We watch behind on board with him before we go switch over to the leaders.
I wasn't aware that Spirit had stopped for a pit.
He pitted lap 2 after a spin. I thought he decided.
Oh, he must have had front wing damage then.
Might have. Anyway, watching the backside of the Haas here towards the McLaren of Luxy. He moved teams after Japan, after not liking the Alpine or the tractor racing team very much. Minor lockup for him, but he's very, very close to the back of this Haas. 3 different constructors in the top 3. The normal for this point in the season, we've seen so many different constructors on the podium so far. Only 2 winners in the 3 races so far. Could we see a 3rd new winner this race? It could be. Or could we see another double winner? Or could we see another record holder from Polaris?
Unfortunate for Thermiter as he just went wide around one of the corners and lost a bit of time.
And of course he had that first lap collision with Lewis.
He's remarkably jittery, I will say, though.
He's running in P8 though, so we can't knock him. He is going to try to stay out as long as he can on the hard tyre. Same with Spirit here. Spirit can go probably 2 laps longer, if not roughly the same for pitting. As we see the move from Luxy. Luxy is making the move down the straightaway. He gets fully ahead of him by the 100-meter board, and he gets the move done. But the Haas is going to have the DRS through the next straightaway. He's not going to make the move for it because he knows the DRS overtake could be golden. 0.2 of a second between them. 1/10. The DRS is wide open. The Haas goes for the dive
Has he got it through here?
They're side by side. He's through. He gets the other. No, he doesn't. They're still side by side. I underestimated that greatly. The McLaren on the inside. Whoa! Brilliant racing from these two.
Luxy just holding. That was incredibly clean as well. That was incredibly clean, good racing.
He's not let him be. He's gone for the inside. Could he make the move on the inside? No, he can't. He's just going to let the car ahead of him stay ahead until I think the hairpin here where he touches him. They touch.
Oh, a little. I think it was a little bit of front-to-end contact.
That really was. I think that was nose cone to diffuser there. There's a fight going on between the Alpine and the Mercedes. They've crashed into each other. Spirit gets spun. He's going again. Luxy is going to try and defend from the very fast pass here. Uncharacteristically fast. As we know, it's his second race. Through he goes into the lead. Miles ahead like before. We're going to ride on board with Luxy here. These onboard shots are some of the best fights we've seen this season. But Killspree and Red are very close to each other. They're the second closest fight on the circuit right now. Don't count them out. Lewis is coming into the pit lane, gets a penalty for doing so. Luxy dives down the inside. There's a bash on the side pod from the Haas for good luck. But the Haas gets the better trajectory and gets through the corner, takes the lead. Slight regen of under-braking there for the ERS. We're not going to spoil the party and tell them how much ERS they do and don't have, because I feel they're just going to raw bone this race right till the very end. We're just going to go over to the fight between Red and Polaris, because this could be pivotal for the Grand Prix if these two collide. As we know, Polaris already suffering 1 spin. He doesn't want to make it 2. Yeah, these two very, very close to each other. They're even closer than the top 2, but the DRS is going to be open for the top 2 this lap. So Luxy could try get back ahead. We're going to stick with this battle for now as Red. Oh, he does the dummy Red sells the dummy to Killspree Polaris, and he's forced into the pit lane. That could have just been the normal strategy for him anyway. But Red played quite possibly the most devious move he possibly could have. We see they're still fighting for the lead. The Haas taking it properly here. Really solidifying his lead. Dottie, after suffering another small issue, is now back behind Lewis, who has pitted. Does have that 5-second penalty. May pit again if there is a safety car. Don't count it out just yet, because remember, we could get a red flag for something silly, as I realise I've disconnected from the stage, which is why there's no other people talking. So a slight pause from the race right there.
Dottie is only slightly behind him.
Right, we're back. Didn't realise I disconnected.
Hello. You
I know.
You missed some
There's a
excellent...
yellow. No, I saw it. I was in the I was commentating by myself. Spirit has spun in the middle sector down the DRS straight. Very peculiar place for him to spin there. He's really not doing well on these hard tyres. That strategy play from Red, though, that was something completely different. That really was.
I'll point out, this isn't an easy race for either Luxy or Blazing. They're making each other work for it.
Remember, these two are both on the soft, so they're pushing each other to the max. So their soft tires, they're probably going to need they're probably going to be thinking about pitting sometime soon, as I believe.
I'll also point out, Dottie also appears to be having some issues I saw him have a bit a weird steering snap there.
It's fine. It should work his way out. He's not complaining properly yet, so we know he's fine. Anyway, Luxy really in a position of his own here. He's got Tame Super Jazz behind him. Could we see him just slightly back off to fight with Tame to probably let the Haas get away with a pit stop?
Someone like Thermite right now, I believe, is just waiting. He's just playing the long game, waiting for a safety car.
I think he is. I think quite a few of these drivers are waiting for an early safety car or a late safety car.
I think personally he's waiting for a late safety car so he can head under the safety car, get that extra time. Maybe head on to the softs or mediums, depending on however many laps are left.
If it's an early safety car, though, all of these soft runners, they're going to get a free pit stop. Crucially, though, Luxy's out of DRS. Tame Super Jazz is going to take the inside and get into P2 here, as we see the Alpine pitting. Tame letting the Alpine the McLaren through. So
I wonder. To me though, it just seemed like Tame tried to go for it and then he ran wide.
Yeah. Still giving the position.
Clean. We're nearing a third of the way through the race, and I will say it's been remarkably clean so far. I'm very proud of you for all of that.
Slight snap of oversteer there from Red, but keeps it going in a straight line.
I don't think we've had a single incident so far that has been...
We've had a couple of spins, no retirements. There's going to be a...
Yeah.
Thermeister appears to be having lag spikes going behind and ahead of Killspree here. So, not quite sure what his issues could be. He's having some serious lag here. I'm not sure what's going on with him.
Yeah, I do know he is playing from somewhere different on a different setup, which might be part of it.
He is very much lagging a lot more than normal.
He is by far, I think, the most GDRS driver. Holy
coming into
crap.
the pit lane here. So he's deciding he's going to get off these these soft tires on lap 10. He's going to let Red through. Red on the mediums, the only person on the mediums who started on the mediums. As we know, Spirit started on the softs, opted out early for the set of hard tires. We see Luxy come out on another set of softs. So could he be going soft? I don't know. We see another spin from Spirit here. Very, very bad race for him so far.
It just seems to be very unfortunate. These hard tires do not seem to have the grip that he needs.
Yeah, I don't think they're a good race tire, if that makes sense. Anyway, Luxy comes out just behind Killspree. So Killspree, while pitting, he's undercut here, or overcut, I should say. No, undercut. The McLaren here. Dottie coming into the pit lane for the second time this race. Unsure to why. Could be for a
those mediums are only 10 laps old, so it's not exactly like he
what's
needs.
Confused me here.
It's not exactly like he would need to.
He has pitted for the hards.
In which case, then it's likely he's gonna go long, either in trying to finish the race on the hards, or waiting for a safety car if one's well timed.
Yeah. We are watching Luxy here. He is trying to chase down the driver of
Tame Super Jazz into the pits.
Yes, that is crucial. That is a crucial move. Let's see what he's going to be pitting onto.
I would see him pitting onto the mediums.
Yeah, it is the medium tires he's pitting onto.
All right.
Yeah,
it's a very good safe strategy option in my opinion.
Sorry, I made a mistake. That was Dottie's first pit. Actually, he's told me that was my mistake. As we see James set the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, Tame is. Behind.
The only people I believe. Let me just swap over my details. Pit stops. So there are only 4 people. Yeah. 4 people left to pit, which are Blazing, Gaggles, Stinge Thieves, and Thermiter. Red. Okay.
Red. We just call him Red.
Okay.
That's what he goes by on Discord. He just wants to be a bit weird. Anyway, we're watching Thermeister here. Yeah, we'll probably tab into the battle in the lead though, as the Alpine gets ahead of the Ferrari in the midfield there. Back to the leader. Speaking of the leader, he comes into the pit lane. The question is, what is Gaggles going to do? Is Gaggles going to follow him, or is he going to take the lead? Gaggles stays out. So this is our 3rd different race leader this race.
I will point out. I think Gaggles should have followed him in.
Yeah.
I think Gaggles should have followed him in because now
he's going to be a sitting duck out there.
Yeah, Blazing will now have the undercut on him.
But as well as that, Blazing is he going to come out ahead? Is Blazing going to come out ahead of Thermeister? Tame Super Jazz, sorry. Yes, he is. He just comes out behind Luxy. We can see.
Yeah, he comes out just within sort of the second and a half of Luxy.
He comes out in the golden place where he probably did want to come out.
So overall, an amazing pit stop for Blazing.
Sorry, 4th lead change. That was my bad. Because of course, Luxy and Blazing had that beautiful fight for the lead.
But I will say, Gaggles is in a bit of a tough position now that he's chosen not to pit. So he either needs to, and he'll need to pit soon. Those soft tires will be losing quite a bit of grip relatively soonish.
I think they've already lost all of their grip. I'm going to be honest. 12 laps on them. We don't know how long they can go. We're over a third of the race now. So he's done a 3rd stint on the soft tires. They must be absolutely done. He's staying out though, Gaggles.
Staying out again.
Staying out till he's done 30 laps on these tires.
Is he trying to get it? Is he trying to get as much out of? I'm wondering if he's trying to get as much out of these as possible.
Red on the medium tires is pitted already.
Really?
Yeah, Red is pitted from the mediums. What is he going on to? He's going on to a set
onto the hards.
He's going to be passed by James here. We know he needed to pit anyway, so we thought he might as well get it out of the way now. But as it stands, Gaggles and Thermeister are the only 2 people yet to pit.
I wonder if Gaggles is banking on a safety car of some kind.
I think he must be. Don't count it out here because we see Blazing getting up to the back of Luxy.
Well, I mean, we have three cars right up on top of each other.
They're very close. They're all within a second, these 3. Well, they're just over a second, I should say. Killsbury, though, despite his spin on lap 6, there's a bit of a disconnection there from Thermeister. We will re-invite him. Someone re-invite Thermeister. Killsbury, after having that spin, Polaris, after having that spin, he's already back into the net lead of the race.
Well, I'm not surprised there was that disconnect, though, considering...
It probably was just his Wi-Fi being schizo.
Yes.
He does have another invitation.
Finally, Gaggles is hitting!
But we do see Blazing right on the diffuser of the McLaren, side by side down the straight. It's going to be a DRS war here to see who can get ahead. Blazing gets ahead of Luxy. He has the inside line. He gets the move done. Oh, no! It's gone wrong for Blazing. He hit the sausage curb and they both were wide. That's
Gaggles comes out all the way behind James on the mediums. See, that's what I thought he was doing. I thought he was trying to get as much out of the softs as he could before he swapped onto the mediums.
He could to get ahead of James, but it's not worked out for him. The top three now are officially separated by a second, which is completely crazy to think about. One person yet to pit, that being Thermeister. We've sent him another invite so he can rejoin back via his own leisure. Yeah, we see... Yes, you have Thermeister. We see an almost overtake there. In fact, we do see an overtake almost from Blazing. 2-lap-old mediums versus 7-lap-old mediums. Who's going to get the move done? We're going to wait till the back straight, till we get the DRS. They are going to be equal pegging, I feel, by the final corner.
This is the place to be and where to watch.
This is the duel of the century. These two could be championship contenders. He's going to get the DRS. Or is he? He's not enabled it. I don't think he has, at least. No, he does have the DRS. It didn't look on from the offboard shots. That was my bad. Blazing retakes the lead. These three drivers have all led
now whether or not he can keep it over here as we enter into a DRS train.
He has got a 7/10 gap to the car behind, and he's gapping them. I think he's on for his maiden win. I don't want to curse it this early, but he is absolutely wringing everything out of those tires.
I will say, even if worst comes to worst, he doesn't. I would still say it's worthy of a driver of the day as performance.
At this point in the race, he is definitely our driver of the day because he's been doing the defense job of the century against someone who's been here since basically round one. You know, him versus Luxy. I think that's going to be the championship fight now. I've just accidentally re-invited the wrong person.
Oh.
I invited Tame Super Jazz, which was stupid of me. My bad.
Tame, who is also currently still in the race.
Yeah, Luxy is going to have the DRS, but crucially, Polaris is not going to get the DRS.
Blazing is now over a second ahead of Killspree.
It's
Killspree.
Madness. We're going to go over to Killspree here. We see a fake overtake, a dummy sold. Well, not properly
as Luxy goes wide.
Yeah. He tried to sell the dummy and went wide and paid the price for it. So, yeah. As it stands, Alfa Romeo are going to be back on for a half-decent points haul in this race.
Dottie and Spirit are relatively close together way there in the back. Though I will say Spirit's tyres are probably cooked from all the spins he's had.
Yeah, don't count him out though. Those hard tyres, we know they have the longest life, so he could be trying to go to lap 20, I think, on that set of tyres and then switch to hards for about 13 laps. As we know, that's about the maximum capacity those tyres can hold, 13 laps. So
he's already on hard, you mean onto soft?
Yeah. Long day, that's all I can say. Anyway, we're just going to tab over to this...
Monday, it's just a Monday.
Still. Tab over into this DRS battle between Dottie and Spirit. Very nice move done from Dottie, but he goes massively wide off the track. Spirit side by side with him. He dives back down the inside.
Spirit managing just to retake his position, though it does seem like they're going to keep battling for it as they touch wheels.
Side by side, Dottie is the inside line.
Dottie's going to take it. Dottie's going to take it.
But Spirit tries for the switchback. Slight spin on the rear tyres. Doesn't get the move done. There's an even closer battle for P2 right now. Luxy is ahead of Killspree now. Polaris. So we'll keep you tuned in on that battle as we watch the points for the battle for the final points paying position here. Spirit trying to go down the inside, thinks better of it, doesn't want to cause a safety car or at least end his race this early on. We're almost to lap 20 here, as it is, so...
A remarkably clean race thus far.
Yeah, I'm surprised we've gone this far without a safety car being all well and honest. Honest?
The joys of having a race without Bartek.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It really is. The Bartek effect is real, and it's affected multiple drivers so far. Anyway, Lewis, Spirit back in the DRS. He's going to try get the move done before the final. Well, he doesn't get it done. He's going to have to wait till the first proper DRS zone on the lap.
Luxie's managing to keep ahead off of Killspree, but he is pitting.
Remember, he
went
onto
the soft.
He went onto the soft. I think it was a bad strategy call, but it did ultimately, put him in that sweet spot.
It's interesting. He's going on to the mediums now. Yes. It's just whether or not he'll come out before red.
Oh no! And there's a spin from Dottie. We caught that on the stream. He just carried too much speed through the corner, and he just got sent around. Lewis now being dragged into this fight, which is a shame for him.
Luxie's come out behind red. It is a shame because I think that's entirely based on his strategy.
Yeah, I think he was banking on a safety car midway through there, so he could have just had one non green flag stop.
I feel like considering how unclean the racing has been, they've all learned to sort of rely on the safety cars being semi-plentiful, and they've just been starved for this race.
Especially given the fact this is a wildcard race, we expected the utter opposite.
Especially considering the fact that it's Portugal.
We now have a 3-car battle for P9 here. Lewis and Spirit side by side into the first corner. There may have been contact. Dottie being forced off the track. They're still the same order that they were. Spirit's head as Polaris comes into the pits. Polar is pitting. I wonder if this is some strategy from him. I think he's going to go on to the hards, I believe, or a new set of mediums at least.
In that case, then it's a question of very much like, is he going to come out ahead of red
into the podium places?
I think he's going to come out behind red and behind Luxie. I think
that could have been crucial for the win of this Grand Prix. There's now a 6-second gap between Blazing and Super Jazz.
I think Blazing's going to try and send unless there's a safety car. I think
side by side, the Alpine and the McLaren, side by side. James fighting for his first podium. Gaggles fighting for the P2 in the championship. These two are in it for their own reasons, and by God, they're having it by the scruffs of their necks.
I'll point out, unless there's a safety car, I don't see Blazing pitting. I think he might try and go the full rest of the race length on those mediums. I believe those mediums can go. Those mediums can go for about 20-ish laps.
Dottie gets back ahead of Spirit here, but the main battle is the battle for the final podium position at the moment. If either of these two make a slightly silly mistake and lose the rear, it could spell the end of their races and could cause a safety car. As we know this track, if 2 cars end up stopped for too long, it will be indeed a safety car. Gaggles tries to move over, take the defensive line. The slipstream and the DRS for the Alpine driver switches to the outside. He's going for it. He is forced around the outside. Gaggles bails out of it, and he gets the move done. Gaggles very wide on the exit. As there's a battle behind, and Luxie spins. Luxie spins while fighting with red. That did not go to plan for him. He's back up and going again.
Luxie, I think, has entirely managed to. I won't say ruin his race, but he has definitely done some damage to it with that poor pit strategy.
This is one of the nails in the coffin for his race, I believe. Still, the fight for P3 is still ongoing. 1/10 between these drivers. They are sticking to each other like glue. And there's no
they are
chance
not
of
giving up.
them.
Much like
we see Spirit coming into the pit
lane. Much like Blazing earlier, much like Blazing and I believe it was Blazing and Luxie earlier, wasn't it?
Anyway, Spirit
much like Blazing and Luxie earlier, they're fighting
lane.
like hell for it.
Spirit and Lewis into the pit lane. They've both been lapped now. The back markers may come into effect midway through as there's a spin, I believe, from Dottie. Yes, it is. He's got the race leader coming up on him now, so that's not important. As Gaggles gets through, James going on the grass. Oh, the back marker plays into effect. We see a 3-wide moment temporarily as the Alpine gets back through. James back into P3. What a maneuver that was. But Gaggles is going to get the DRS as Luxy gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He might have to pit under a safety car. If there is a safety car from now, 11 laps to go, I believe everyone with a free set of softs is coming back in. And even though it's that set of softs, they're going to be coming in for a new set of tyres. So, yeah.
I believe Thermiter still has to pit.
Yeah,
he's been running nothing.
He's been on the same set of tyres since the first lap. I think Thermite is going to go to about lap 9 and then pit onto the soft tyres and go blazing through the field. We know they're the fastest tyre in a straight line. Whether putting together a good lap or not is the real question. If it's fast there or not. But yeah,
he'll certainly have time. He certainly won't lose much time considering the time gap between him and Dottie. It's just that he won't. I don't know if he'll be able to catch up to Luxy.
He might be able to. It really depends. If there is a safety car and he does decide to take that pit stop, we know he is quite far behind the rest of the field. It could be a crucial moment as we see the race, as we see Killspree, taking the fastest lap. So he's the man of the moment. He is very fast at this moment in time. Of course, there's a back marker between him and the battle for third here. We see the Alpine going wide. Gaggles almost a second behind. Crucial that Gaggles gets ahead of him for the championship, especially given the fact this is a race where he could monopolize off a Killspree being down behind him.
Indeed. I still think it's very I think it'll be very interesting to see if Dottie tries to go the rest of the race as well onto the hards. I definitely believe that if there is a safety car, everyone on the hards is going to try and swap onto either mediums or softs.
Red, I believe, has only made one pit stop this race, and he's gone from the hards to the from the mediums to the hards. So he's going to be trying.
Indeed.
He's probably going to be wishing for a safety car because I believe he also has a spare set of soft tires to use. We see Gaggles here being threatened by Spirit, the lapped car. So as Tame Super Jazz has pitted here, so this fight for P3 is going to be the fight for P2. Unsure to why. Tame is on the soft tires. He could be thinking of a good strategy here.
Tame moving on to the softs, depending on where he comes out on the.
He's going to come up behind his teammate. It's crucial. He is behind his teammate, but is he ahead of Luxy? There was almost contact through turn 1, but Luxy gets ahead of him.
However, Tame is right behind Luxy, and I believe on those fresh softs, he has a very, very good chance once he gets some heat into them.
Lewis has ended
However,
up
unlike the hards,
himself.
those softs will heat. Yes, unlike the hards, the softs will heat up incredibly quickly, and you will get so much grip on those.
As well as the mediums as well, because we know the car ahead is on 5-lap used mediums. This is a crucial moment in the Grand Prix. Really is. Will Red try hold up Luxy to help his teammate? This could be the ultimate team strategy here. Red, of course, he is the first driver, but I think he's going to be holding him up. Thermeister apparently is pitted, but for me, his orb's going around the track. Yeah, he did. He's out on the medium tyres. Red is trying to hold him up as Killspree gets into the podium places and James pits. Two things happen in there's contact, big contact. Red and Luxy, and Luxy spins. That looked intentional by Red, so I think that will be looked at by you after the race. That did look very deliberate.
That was very much sort of elbows out. Red
has slowed right down now. He's going again. Given back the position, I think he knows he was in the wrong.
Yeah, in that case, I'll still look at it. But if he's given that he's given back the position, it clearly means that he did understand he fucked up. I mean, messed up.
Apologies for the language there. First proper mistake we've had during commentary. I appreciate that. I'm surprised we made it to round 4 without swearing. I'm gonna be real. Anyway, the Alpine is down in P7 here. That is crucial. Yes, he's on brand new soft tyres, but he might have just thrown away a good podium for him.
He's thrown away several positions just for the ability to have slightly fast times on
He's
straight.
gone from P2 down to P6. Yes, those tyres will switch on in less than a lap here. In fact, he touches red. There is contact. No damage done, but there is a god-awful shunt from the back from the Alpine. Red, of course, on the more used tyres here. He does let the Alpine through quite sensibly, knowing that's not his battle here. But, yeah. Highly confusing.
That is. I think it's interesting that you still have, as it's just an interesting thing that people were, I think, banking on inherently more chaos than there ended up being, and for some, it's meant that we've actually just had a straight up wild card race.
But we do see a purple sector for the Alpine driver of James, so he does have the pace.
He does have the pace, so he might be able to recover and get up in front of Luxie.
I do reckon that top 5 is beckoning his name, if not a podium. The question is, can he do it in the 7 laps left of the race?
I don't know if anyone's going to knock Blazing off, though.
Whoa, he's wide! James goes wide. Big moment for him. He's not lost any time to the car ahead, but I'm pretty sure that floor on his car is going to be begging for the race to be ending soon. Luxie's 7-lap-old used mediums. The Alpine driver, James, brand new soft tyres. There's contact and they're round. Luxie spins again. The Alpine driver of James managing to keep it through. Red gets ahead of Luxie. That's the second incident involving Luxie in 3 laps. It's not Luxie's race.
It is not Luxie's race at all.
As James gets a penalty for multiple warnings. Spirit gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring blue flags. It's all kicked off with 6 to go. It really has. Oh my word.
I'm quite interested in looking in that collision between James and Luxie.
I think it was just a bit of a miscommunication there between the drivers.
Yeah,
that's all it looked like.
I didn't quite see it because I was looking at another battle. I was looking sort of up. Yeah.
Yeah, Thermeister here. In the first, he's not really started this season off well. We've seen it midway through a season where a driver just clicks into their own and becomes really overpowering. But it could be the way for Thermeister.
I will say he has been very consistently level across this entire race, and I mean that in a positive way.
But he needs to be positive in the higher end of the grid. He really can't be scraping the bottom of the barrel for points.
Given his connection, however, I would say it's fortunate that he's managed to sort of hold on to about 7th and 8th.
Yeah. You know, he's got Dottie behind him, quite a substantial distance behind him, albeit, but he is behind him, but he is on a fresh set of tyres compared to Dottie, so.
Indeed.
Yeah. Very confusing race as we see the blue flags enabled that Killspree gets ahead of said Alpine of Dottie. So the race leader average 2 seconds down on his fastest time. I don't think he's trying to push at all here. Just gonna as the Alpine gets another penalty.
That is 6 seconds of penalties in total, is it not?
We can see Killspree still has the fastest lap. It's very close for who has the fastest lap. As we can see, the gap to the leader, 16 seconds and 23 seconds. See, Gaggles up 4 positions, so he has the most overtakes this race. So
I will say, though, those time penalties, given the amount of time that James has been making up, those time penalties aren't going to really be too much of an issue unless...
Yeah, as it stands, though, James, the penalty's avoided for him. He doesn't lose a position. So he's still running P5 in this race and will run P5 to the flag, albeit all going well. This yellow flag out. It's Spirit and Dottie. They've had a coming together. these cars halfway on the track. Doesn't get in the way of Gaggles, though, which is the crucial thing. Gaggles fighting Tame here now. This is a fight that's forming. So could we see those two being very close within striking distance within a couple of laps? Dottie is apparently very close to the car ahead. He's not. That's a lie. Don't know what the game's trying to tell me. Anyway, the closest two cars on the track right now are the two on screen, Tame and Gaggles. So could we see these two going for a proper scrap down into turn 1? They've got the lapped
considering
car Dottie ahead of him though, so could he come into
considering
play?
considering the gaps between everyone now, the only position real that, unless someone manages to, activate the rocket booster hidden in their car, the only position really can be competed for at this point is third, and that's between Tame and Gaggles, as they are fighting for it.
Yeah, they are all side by side coming out of that corner. Tame has the inside line for this corner, but it soon becomes the outside line for the very fast-paced corner, staying side by side for it. Gaggles temporarily ahead, but Thermeister is not going to be giving this place up at all. We know these two, I think, will be locked in for the championship fight for second. He does the dummy, trying to get the inside. Doesn't pay off for him, though. This is the most intense fight I think we've had all race. As we know, this is the fight for P2 in the standings, relatively. We know Thermeister, yes, he came in late to the championship, but he is still chasing down Gaggles for those points positions.
Tame Super Jazz, not Thermiter.
Sorry, again, long day, long week, and it's only Monday. The stresses of ending college.
Oh no, I fully understand that.
Thermeister getting fully ahead of Gaggles there. Luckily enough, I'm a grade A student. I just need to finish all my work off. So, call me a nerd, I don't mind. I'm working on cars.
Man, I finished off I managed to finish off my my engineering college stuff, and I was so happy.
As there's another penalty given to the Alpine. Again, there's a 12-second gap between him and Red. That's a 9 seconds of penalties. 9 seconds
of penalties. So I don't. Even if he manages to get in front of anyone else, I don't think he'll be able to keep that position. Yeah. And he's gonna have to work on keeping Red behind him with at least 9 seconds.
Yeah, 3 laps to go in this race. We forgot to mention that there is a yellow just as the Alpine lets the 2 faster cars behind him through. I'm genuinely surprised with this race. The fact we've had 0 safety cars.
2 laps to go, don't jinx it.
No, we can't get any with 3 laps to go, can we? 2 laps to go now, yeah, sorry. We suffer the yellow flag glitch with 2 to go. How lovely.
As you can see, all of those wonderful people in the background clapping and cheering for these spectacular drivers.
Yeah, we've got a lot of Brazilian flags in the stands as well for a very, very heartfelt reason. We all know the tragic events that happened in San Marino in 1994. Of course, on the weekend itself in Japan, we did have a moment of silence on the live stream during a safety car. But because the real-life event was at Imola, there's a lot of waved Brazilian flags for it, so...
Yes.
I do love this track. The main thing is this downhill hairpin we have, which we watch Thermeister with that giant round building in the middle. Looks beautiful. Really.
Indeed. It is a stunningly beautiful track, and I think it's got some very nice turns and some very nice overtaking positions.
It's the length of Spain with the elevation of Zandvoort. That's how I think about it. It's the Spanish Zandvoort. It really is just a roller coaster, though. If you look at it, it's just all ups and downs.
And down and up and down.
As we have as Spirit suffers another spin.
Really is not his race. It's really not been his race today.
Still running in the points, though. Oh! Oh, and he's off. And he's lost his front wing.
And he's DNF. And he's DNF.
2 to go, so no safety cars out for it.
However, that does mean everyone who's left in this race is getting points.
Yeah, this does promote Lewis to a long-awaited points finishing position.
It's been unfortunate as well, because Lewis could have been doing really, really well in this race at several points.
And
he's also just been very unlucky.
I think the other unfortunate thing is Gaggle's tyres have switched off. He's done 18 laps on them, and he's lost about 2 and a bit seconds on Gaggle.
It seems like he has. It seems like he's hit the point now where his tyres have given up.
Yeah, the event horizon.
Blazing. Blazing, on the other hand, seems to be doing rather well, considering the fact that his tyres are 2 laps older than.
Anyway, speaking of Blazing. He's coming around the final corner for the final time to win his first race, to make it 3 winners in 3 races. He wins his first race. Thermeister crosses the line in P8. He's going to keep that position. Killsprie's going to come across the line in P2. Tame Superjazz going for back-to-back podiums. Held it off from Gaggles when he needed to. He does it. He gets ahead of Gaggles to improve his fight, possibly fight for the second in the standings. Let's quickly change the gaps. Let's see. Yeah, fastest laps. We can see Killspree does get the extra point for fastest lap, but the man of the moment, James, the Alpine driver in his first race, he's going to finish P5 from P3 on the grid.
It's been all around a good race.
But don't count them out yet. Luxy, if he gets ahead of Red, is not going to get the position. But these two are going to be fighting through the final corner. Red on the superiorly older tyres. Is he going to get ahead on the line? We're going to see here. Yes, he does. Red secures the P6 on track. We assure you. And Thermeister hasn't technically finished, so he's going to do a quick celebratorial finish of the race. Congrats to them. Grazie ragazzi, a new first-time winner for the 3rd race in a row.
It's been a really amazing race for a lot of people,
has.
I think. Like you've had that amazing fight that Blazing put up against Luxy. You had that amazing fight between Gaggles and Tame. I walked into something.
I heard. Slight mistake there for you, bud.
I might have had. Dottie is having issues with Thermiter for their poor connection.
Yeah. Haas take their debut win in the league. Brilliant turnout for everyone.
Luxy and it seems like Luxy and Red might be having some issues.
I could have guessed. What a race that was. So Kev takes his debut victory from the championship leader of Killspree, aka Polaris. Tame Superjazz does a double for podiums. And Gaggles' second back-to-back 4th finish after 2 very decent podiums. We do see James in the Alpine here. He's done very well for himself in his first race, followed by Red Racer, aka Sudging these. After a bit of a hiatus, Luxy follows closely behind him. Then we've got the driver of Dottie just behind them. Thermeister just behind them, my bad. Then it's Dottie, I was too far ahead of myself there. And of course the final driver, Lewis, who was driving for my team this weekend, officially gets his final points position.
It's been a great race. Less so for Spirit.
Yeah. Very unfortunate for him. He held his own all until the very, very end of the race. Really unfortunate for what happened to him. I appear to have misplaced.
Polius is also arguing with Thermiter about his connection.
Thermiter started P11 that race.
He did. He started right at the back. I think considering everything, he made up some pretty he made up some pretty decent positions, and he kept it clean the whole time.
Yeah, Luxie down 2 positions. Red was up 3 at the end of that race. James down 2 though. Gaggles was up from P7, so he's also up 3 places. Tame Super Jazz in P4, and of course, I believe we all know who the driver of the day goes to in that race. For the Haas driver of Kev, I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that.
Yeah, we can agree that Kev raced amazingly in that. That race between him and Luxie for first was amazing.
I can tell you, there's been a couple of moves in the championship. Kev is now on 35 points for Haas after getting their first official win this season. Red following closely behind him. James as well getting his first points finish of the season. So we've now got 13 drivers getting points this season. So yeah, now we'll go to the lovely driver interviews, because everyone loves a good old driver interview. So we normally do it in the order, so we'll bring up Kev first. So Kev will give you the ability to come up and speak. Welcome.
Oh my god. My god.
I've just clicked the wrong thing, bear with me.
Still?
Yeah. Remember, no swearing, we are live on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
How does it feel becoming
I do want to say, the battle with Luxie was incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry, James, for the first stint. I really am sorry about that spin. I feel like it might have been my fault, but it was just... yeah. A lot of pressure in that moment, but definitely, I'm just surprised I even won in this league.
Yeah, no, you've become the 3rd driver to win in this league. Polaris and Tame Super Jazz, the other 2 to win. How does it feel to join the Winners Club?
It feels good, especially after last race where my setup just wasn't existent.
Yeah. The other thing is, you've beaten Gaggles to your maiden win. Gaggles has two P2s and 2 P4s now, and you've absolutely thrashed him, mate.
Yeah. On the final lap, I was actually terrified because my tires were on 70%.
Whoa.
I knew.
I almost spun around a couple of the corners. It was horrible.
I'm gonna be honest. I was starting to think how badly are his tires cooked now. He's been on mediums for.
Yeah, the first corner felt horrible on the final lap. I was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna spin." I didn't, luckily, but
to be fair, you had a good 20 seconds to the car behind you. So
I had about 16, and I lost about 3 seconds on the one lap, just trying to bring it home.
But you brought it home. You've made your maiden win. You've done what many people in this league set out to do a couple weeks ago, about a month ago, when the league first started with Australia. You're currently sitting at P5 in the drivers' standings after that superb race. How is that feeling for you?
I'm happy with that. Jumping from P10 to P5 is quite a thing, quite an achievement.
Also, as well as this, you've become the 6th different podium sitter in this league. So how does that feel for you?
That feels amazing to make it so just jumbled up in general.
Stand proud. You are fast.
So yeah, if that's everything from you, we'll bring up the P2 man.
Yeah, we can get him in here. Just want to say you're incredible as well, by the way, Polius. Amazing person, amazing driver.
There you go. He's back down in the audience. We'll invite Polius to speak now, as he is the P2 man. You've been invited. Feel free. Welcome.
Hello.
You've bounced back brilliantly from your podiumless Singapore race, but you did have a couple of incidents that race. What happened with the spin? Can you tell us?
Turn 1, I just misjudged it, bounced off the sausage curb and just went round. Simply put, it was stupid of me. Lost concentration.
We had some of the other drivers. There was 2 cars. I think it was one of the Alpine drivers and a McLaren. They got into each other through the first corner again.
I witnessed that.
Yeah,
I did witness that.
You see what I mean?
I was just behind.
You were really not the only person completely screwing up the first section of the lap.
That
I only did
that
it that
first
one
corner had
time.
a
Yeah,
that
that's
first corner
sausage
seemed to
curb.
be the that first corner
If
seemed
it
to eat
wasn't
a
for
lot
that-
of people times.
If it wasn't for that, I reckon I would have been close. But Kev looked after his tires so well. I don't think I didn't think a one stop was possible, but I was clearly proven wrong in that race. So
On the question of tyre degradations, what were your tyres as you ended off the race?
I think they were on the verge of 50%,
Yeah.
like going 45, 50%, and they were only 14, 13 laps old.
Gee, yeah, man. We can really tell the one stop was a very risky strategy, but it very much, paid off for our current race winner, the newest race winner of the league. Do you have any words for him while we're on the subject?
He drove amazingly. I mean, I saw on the mini-map battles between him and Luxie, and I don't really know what happened fully, but I can imagine it was amazing racing, and he did race really hard.
Oh, it was. Oh, it
So
was.
They kept swapping around the corners in the DRS zones.
It really was. It was a cat and mouse lead. No one really wanted to lead the race. So
I was fully expecting a safety car. In the end, there wasn't.
You're not the only person expecting
Portugal.
safety cars this race.
Yeah, it really did seem like a lot of you.
It threw us all that there wasn't a safety car because we can.
It was remarkably clean.
Yeah.
Yes,
we had a couple of incidents, but
I knew there would be few safety cars because it's Portugal, but I wasn't anticipating none.
And of course, when the final lap crash happened, it was really too late for a safety car. If we did it about 2 or 3 laps earlier, then we would have definitely had a completely different race scenario on our hands. Completely different.
Yeah, that would have changed the result, but
well and truly changed it at that. So yeah, if that's everything from you,
it is.
Yeah. We'll now invite, of course, our Tame racing driver, Tame Superjazz, up to speak with his second podium. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
So this is what is your second consecutive podium, Tame, bouncing off the win.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Sort of looking at like time trials and qualies before the race started, I kind of figured P3 would be the best I could do.
And you hit that right on the nail.
Yeah, I can't really complain. I would have liked to have fought with Luxie a little bit more. I got helped out a little bit there. That being said, I wasn't too worried as he definitely had a couple tenths pace over me. But he did pass me off track on lap 1, turn 1. Granted, that's a lap 1, turn 1 thing, but he didn't give it back. At the end of the day, you still can't really do that. So I wasn't too worried about that. It was kind of just a race of managing my tires, watching what Gaggles does, because he was my closest competition.
Yeah. The other thing, you're now 12 points behind Gaggles now, of course, with that brilliant race. So do you think the championship, at least second in the championship, is yours for the taking?
Well, it's Qatar next, so it'll be another stinker from me. So it all depends how quick he is around there.
Yeah. But yeah, what were your tire degradations at the end of the race? How many percentages were you suffering on?
I have no idea. I think I was coming towards 40.
Wow.
But at the end of the race, I couldn't really see. I was more focused on just keeping it clean and minimizing mistakes.
Yeah, we did see you suffer a tiny bit at the midpoint of that race. Any reason behind it?
No, I just wasn't comfortable in the mediums. That's kind of just how it was. It's a track where you need to have grip, and I'm really sensitive with my tires. If I don't feel grip, I make tons of mistakes. So, yeah.
That's fair.
It was just one of those.
Anything else to add?
No, except for congratulations to the Haas, because that was an absolutely dominant race. Untouchable.
His first win, of course.
Practically all of it. Yeah.
So yeah, if that is everything from you,
Yeah, I'm done.
well, we'll move you down, and then we'll go to.
Congratulations on your good race.
Then it's Gaggles, Mr. P4, P4 Merchant. Welcome up,
Oh, for goodness sake. Oh,
the P4
I'm
Merchant.
I'm gonna be honest. P7 to P4. I'm quite happy with that. Um, I was looking at the strategies. I was like, one stop. Okay, for everyone here, that is not possible. I don't know if Kev's good at tire saving or not. Clearly, he was all right.
Oh, he
I mean,
was.
70% at the end, that was. I mean, I'm going to say that is too much. He should have done a two stop if 70% tire wear, but he's managed to hold it, which is pretty impressive. Somehow, me being everyone knows for me for being for two things, tire saving and wet weather.
You
Tire
did
saving
neither.
at the end of the softs on 14 laps, 55% tire wear. At the end of the mediums on 19 laps, 55% tire wear. So my tires were still in drivable condition and they hadn't really dropped off yet.
That is
So
crazy from you.
they were still moving. They weren't falling apart. So I'm very happy with that. I mean, just great racing. I tried to hold Tame back, just couldn't because fresh soft beat old mediums
19
or
lap old
any day of the week.
mediums, mind you. Very, very old mediums.
So I was just trying to try as hard as he can.
Yeah.
But one thing I would like to say is, Kev, great race, very well done from you. Polius, very good. I saw your spin. I was like, that's not going to be good for him. But well, great recovery. Tried to hold you back, just couldn't because I'm not practiced at Portugal, and it'll be another wash one from me at Qatar. Probably another P4, knowing me. So I think I'll live up to the reputation of Gaggles no podium, but still second in the standings, so I'll take it.
Yeah. If that's all from you, Gaggles, we'll move you down and we'll have the next person in line to speak, who is the P5 Merchant, Mr. James. In his debut race, you've been welcomed up. Welcome, welcome. We are live. I have to reiterate that. Mr. P5, brilliant race from you.
I mean, I feel like I've made a couple stupid rookie mistakes that race that I really shouldn't have done.
You're allowed to. You're a rookie. You are a rookie. You're allowed to.
I get that. It's just like, it's a good race. I mean, I'm not going to really complain on it because obviously complaining doesn't get me anywhere. It's not going to get me up a higher position because it was all on me. But racing's racing. We have crashes sometimes, and I just have to come back next race stronger and hopefully do better. But what a race from Kev. Really dominant.
I'm pretty sure everyone can agree that Kev had a brilliant race there. So
yeah, but at the end of the race, my softs, I came out and they were like 10% worn already somehow because the session had restarted. I don't know how, and then a lap later, once I had caught up to Luxie and we had that crash, I got front wing damage for the rest of the race, and that's why I kept running wide and getting them time penalties.
All right.
It's getting quite annoyed with it because I also didn't want to lose time, but at the same time,
Thankfully, you managed to offset that enough that the penalties didn't really manage to do much to you.
I was kind of praying on a safety car because I don't know why I went from the mediums onto the softs near the end. I really shouldn't have.
A lot of people were banking for a safety car.
Yeah. I think it's because of Bartek not being here that everybody's still so used to it. It's just... Maybe we do need Bartek.
Bartek
would have been the saviour for some people this race.
Yeah, consider him being back soon, though.
Hopefully he's back next race.
As there is an FIA announcement coming out very shortly, I feel, concerning Red. So we'll keep.
I'm not gonna report anything.
We'll keep everyone updated about this when it comes out. So
I'm not going to report anything to do with the Turn 1 incident between me and Kev. It wouldn't change anything in his race anyway. I'm also not going to report anything to do with me and Luxie in the crash. Just because I don't feel like it would be
Gaggles.
Big enough thing. Even though it ruined my race, I just don't see the point in wasting my time to go out my way and do it.
Gaggles, let me.
It's not going to change anything. What did you guys think of the race?
It was brilliant from our perspective. It really was.
It was an amazing race to watch. There were several amazing battles.
I was really battling with Kev on both restarts, like both starts.
If announcement's out, Red gets a 5-second penalty for the collision with Luxy. So,
With 2 penalty points.
yeah, big for him. One of the few
I
drivers
don't think.
getting penalty points.
But I've saved the replay of the race so I can go over and see what I've done wrong.
Yeah. If that's everything from you, we'll go to speak to the next person up in line.
Okay, have a good day.
Yep, we will. Enjoy. The next person in line, let me just get the results up, would have been Red, so it's Luxy.
Yes, it's Luxy.
We're just bringing him up to speak. So, Luxy, how does it feel that he's now just got a 5-second penalty?
I don't think it's, enough, but it's you guys, it's your decision, so I'm not going to argue it, but I do think it should be a quali ban added as well, because it did end my race.
It
But
did end your
it's,
race,
I'm not
but
going to
he
argue,
did-
I'm not going to
He
argue
did
it.
end up giving you the position for it.
But that doesn't change the fact that he ended my race. Come on, can we actually go to the fact
Your
that
race didn't end. You were still driving.
I was still driving, but right, let me tell you my strategy, right? I went soft, medium. I was on a winning strategy, right? I knew that softs would last 10 laps, so I did 10 and then 9, right? Because I wanted to see how much I can stay with the softs. Then I went into mediums, and I was rapid on those mediums for the first few laps. I struggled in sector 1, but I found time in sector 2 and sector 3, I was fine with Kev getting away when I was on my second set of softs, because I knew he wasn't boxing again. I was hoping not for a safety car when I boxed for those mediums, and it was fine. So when I was on those mediums, that turn 1 crash between me and Red, that was racing incident, more on my fault. Because from my POV, I'm really confident through turn 1. I know 6th gear, quick and easy. He was very slow through entry. And I had a lot of overspeed coming with ERS, DRS. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to take him out and me out and ruin my race. So I just sent it, and obviously it didn't work. But none of us took severe damage from it, right? So it was
Can
fine.
I just quickly point something out to you, by the way? Before the announcement was made, you did say you would take a 5-second time penalty and some penalty points.
Yeah, but that's from a different incident. That's the one with James. I didn't leave him enough space in the final corner, and that's solely on me. Like, that is 100% on me, and I will take that. That should be.
I thought you were talking. I see. With
There's a lot of incidents you've been involved in here, but that's all I
There's
can
only
say.
2. There's only
Yeah, a
3.
lot.
And the first one's a racing incident. No penalty points or pen should be awarded because, well, in Red's point of view, he's going really slow through one of the fastest corners on track. And then you've got me that has literally nowhere to go. It's either take him out or send it. And, that's what I decided to do. It was the safest option. And also, Thermiter, why would I let off the throttle when I'm going around the outside? You literally seen the first bit of the clip. He's literally not turning on a corner. And he sends me wide. And then he
consider as well,
uses the rear when it's a flat corner.
He was also on quite
Yeah,
old hards,
anyway.
and they weren't particularly amazing.
That's the end of that interview, or else we'll be here for quite a while.
Yes.
If that's the end of everything, I don't think we're going to have any more people.